How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to episode 23 of the Cowboys TV podcast. As always, joined by Callan's Calling. Hello, Callan. I hope you are doing well.
Yeah, Nick, doing good, mate. How you going?
I'm very well, mate. Looking forward to the weekend. Obviously, we'll both be down there in the Shire on Sunday. Probably going to get soaked by the weather gods. It's going to be a bit of rain in Sydney on this week, but looking forward to it on Sunday. Sharks and the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've had a win together this year, have we?
In Sydney? No, we haven't. Fuck. We went from being like 3-0 to I think we're a freaking negative record now. Fuck.
We're unbeatable now. We're unwinnable.
Well, what's going to happen next season? Fuck,
They might blame us.
Well, Todd Payton and everyone else will be safe, and me and you'll get the sack.
Yeah, they'll give us the Tigers show bag.
A fucking barbecue as well.
The wooden spoon and
oh fuck. Apologies for the delay, guys. We both had our day of fucking chaos. So we were gonna do it at 6:30, but we had to delay it at 8 o'clock, and if we had delayed it again, then who knows. But so sorry about the delay, everyone that wanted to watch it earlier. Nothing we could do about it. But hello to everyone in the chat. Hope you are all doing good. Obviously, the podcast isn't usually on this late, and trust me and Callan are a bit tired. We both had pretty wild days, to be honest. But hello to Josh. Hello to Michael. Who else we got watching? Hello to Cooper. I hope to see you on Sunday, Cooper. Hopefully you come to the game, bro. Pardon me. River, everyone else. Jason Reader in the chat. Hope you are all doing fantastic. Looking forward to the week. And I know a lot of people probably won't want to go to the game because of the weather, but listen, rain, whether it's sunny, whether it's raining, just show up and support your team. There's actually a lot of reason to show up on Sunday. There's a lot of milestones, and there's a couple of returns. So if you're a Cowboys fan and you live in New South Wales / Sydney, get to the game on Sunday. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Also, quickly, guys, don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe. Make sure you check out Carl's channel as well. We will all appreciate that. All right. Let's talk about the win on the weekend. Callum, we finally got up. We got a nice win. Definitely was closer than what it should have been, but the Cowboys beat the Dragons 38-32. What a wild game this was.
yeah, you're not wrong, mate. I'll tell you what, these early games, Thursday and the Friday game, they can really make or break your weekend, mate.
Facts.
Thursday loss, it was just wake up to that. Like most of you know, I'm a recovered alcoholic. I don't drink. The closest I get to waking up with a hangover has been pretty often lately. Well, that waking up with the loss, and then this weekend or weekend just gone, waking up that Saturday morning just, we won last night.
Well, you're right. And, it can make or break your weekend because, that Dolphins game, obviously, I went up there on the Thursday night and we got hammered. And then we almost came back. And, the weekend was miserable. I just felt like I was like, this is dreadful. What a shit weekend. I come up here, we get beat, and yeah, you're right. It can make or break your weekend. I'm glad we beat the Dragons. It wasn't pretty. It really wasn't. But we needed to win. And mathematically, our season's still alive. If we win every game, just about, we can get in that top 8. So just got to keep winning now. Just got to go on a run. We're starting to get a few guys back. A couple of milestones this weekend. But really, really pleased we beat the Dragons. Our attack was outstanding. Defensively, though, we're still leaking way too many tries. And that is definitely a problem. But it's been a problem since round 1, and not much has changed with the defense. So need to get that in order. But yeah, it was a bizarre game, wasn't it?
Well, what's pleasing is, yes, we all want to see a lot more of it, but those glimpses of, we have a good run where we're keeping them out, we're scoring points, and then all of a sudden, it's like we just switch off and we open the floodgate up. But those glimpses, what we with probably a couple of third choice players out there, for the positions they're in.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So, that's only going to come with experience, that 80-minute mentality. Todd's job's on the line, so it's for us to stay alive, for him to stay alive. It was good that the players showed him that commitment and, got the job done for him and for us, So it was a good feeling.
Yeah. And if you have a look at our recent wins, like the Dragons win on the weekend, the players were really getting behind Todd. And then obviously the Titans game, I think Drinkwater was being interviewed by the Cowboys or something at Seabus, and Todd Payton went over and shoulder charged Drinkwater while getting interviewed. So the players are playing for Todd. Like, I see a lot of comments online, the coach has lost the dressing shed. Well, our last 2 wins would suggest otherwise, to be honest. And I think you'd be hearing more stories if he lost the dressing shed. I think that there'd be more bullshit going on. But this game against the Dragons on the weekend, obviously 7 tries to 6. We had Zach Laybutt score first. Dearden got 2 tries. Drinkwater and Nanai got 1. Purdue got 1 at the end. There were a lot of players in this game who really stood up. And, I've been critical of Zach Laybutt, and I'll put my hand up and say that I was completely wrong about Zach Laybutt. He was absolutely outstanding on Friday night. Probably his best game since returning.
Yeah, he's starting to get back to the player that we were waiting for to come back.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's very promising for us to have him playing his best footy, that's for sure.
Exactly right. And, maybe I was a little bit too critical of him, 5-6 games back from an ACL, but I was just getting frustrated with, players in the team who weren't delivering. But maybe I was a bit too critical of Zach Laybutt. It's good to see him play well on the weekend. Obviously, Cohen Hess probably deserves to start. And I watched Todd Payton's press conference. Todd pretty much said, Hess is unlucky to not be starting, but we really need his impact off the bench at the moment. And holy shit, on the weekend against the Dragons, Hess was insane.
Yeah, as always, love Hess. Love that he gives everything to the jersey.
He never holds anything back. He always goes out there and rips in. It was outstanding. And obviously the player of the game, Tom Dearden, holy shit, his performance against the Dragons was... I don't like comparing players to the greats, but Tom Dearden's performance against the Dragons on the weekend, that was Thurston-like. That was out of this world on the weekend.
Well, I tell you what, he's got a couple of things that Thurston didn't have, and that was speed and tackle. You know, Dearden can fucking tackle, mate.
Yeah, he tackles like a fucking front rower.
Fuck yeah, mate. He's got
He
that
rips it in.
technique down pat, mate.
The one downside on JT, obviously, is defense for a couple of years. That was a downside. But Ferguson's attack was on a different fucking level, and everything he did was on a different level. But the defense that Dearden has, like, if you put to me all 17 halves in the NRL and you're looking for the top 5 defensive halves, Dearden's in that top 5 somewhere. He's a great defender. Outstanding. He's a freak.
I think he'd have to be number one. Like,
He'd be right up there.
I'll take my Cowboy hat off, my Queensland hat off. Like, I would have him in Australia, mate, on form.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Cowboys haven't been playing that well. And you could argue that Panthers, because the other is Moses and Cleary, you know, like, to me, everyone's miles behind.
Well, I think if you're picking the Australian halves tomorrow, you've got 4 guys that you can choose from. You've got Cameron Munster, Tom Dearden, Nathan Cleary, and Mitchell Moses. They're the 4 options. I think you have to go Munster and Dearden at the moment. I just think you go with the combination that worked in Origin. I think they deserve it, to be honest. I'd go Munster and Dearden.
Well, it is something that I have spoken about, you know, before in the past, and someone posted about it saying that Cleary is a shit rep player. And
it's true.
He's failed at it. He was missing conversions, not playing his best football for Australia. And then like he has those moments where he'll be like his normal Panther self.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it's trying too hard or trying to carry too much pressure. I don't know what it is, but he just seems to make a lot of errors.
The best way that I can explain Nathan Cleary, and I know some people probably won't like hearing this, but you look at Mitchell Pearce's Origin career, right? Not the greatest, right? He had a couple of good games here and there. Cleary's Origin career is similar. He had, you know, he's only had probably 1 or 2 good games. Pearce was similar, but at NRL level, Pearce was a top 2, top 3 halfback at NRL level week in, week out with the Roosters. Cleary at NRL level is a freak and one of the best halfbacks in the world. I think they're very similar. Cleary, not a great rep player, an unbelievable NRL level player. Pearce was very similar. Great NRL player, not the greatest at rep level. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And I know that might sound very harsh to Nathan Cleary, but that's the way I see it. And on form, if Dearden's not the best player in the comp, he's in the top 3. Like, he's right up there. He's in great form. He's killing it. Absolutely.
And he's proven on the big stage, you know, Queensland, Australia. It's just another jersey to him, you know. If you could, you know, change the computer graphics or whatever to change the jersey, you wouldn't. He plays that same style of football. He fights for everything.
I'll tell you what. Obviously, you know, Tom Dearden's got a long way to go in his career. But if Tom Dearden gets the Cowboys to a 2nd premiership in the next couple of years, he'll have an automatic statue outside the stadium next to JT. That'll be automatic.
Yeah, well, they're talking about getting him one. Who said that?
I heard someone say it. Yeah, I did hear someone say it.
It might have been Laurie Spina, I think.
Was it?
It was someone quoted some quote that I read that he said he's going that good. He said, get him the statue now.
If he wins us a premiership in the next couple of years, he'll have a statue. He'll definitely have one. I don't think you can give him a statue because of an Origin Series win, but if he leads the Cowboys to a 2nd premiership He'll have a statue. It'll be official, no doubt about it. But yeah, look, obviously, it was a good win. I'm still a bit, I still feel a bit yuck with the defense. It does frustrate me a little bit, but I'm just glad we got the win. We needed to win, and I'm glad we got it done on the weekend.
Yeah, same. Very, very edge of the seat, buddy. Football to watch, geez.
Yeah, especially the last fucking 3 minutes. It was, oh. I was sitting there watching the game, and I'm like, can we just relax for a moment and enjoy a win instead of having to fucking panic the last couple of minutes? Still my head in.
Oh, every set that the opposition had the ball on, every player drop. Give one more try, please. One more try.
Team list news for round 22. So obviously Sunday we play the Sharks down in Cronulla, and it's a big game. Obviously a lot on the line. Now, a couple of things I want to go over that a lot of people are just not talking about. So Harrison Edwards plays his 50th game this weekend, which is fantastic. Tom Dearden plays his 100th game for the Cowboys on Sunday as well. John Bateman plays his 300th game.
300?
300 game for John Bateman this weekend.
Unbelievable.
Jake Clifford returns from injury. Your man, Cliffo's back. And Marley Batoon will debut off the bench in jersey number 14. Some great stuff to look forward to on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this team.
It's the Paul Green
just
medal
without
too.
All those milestones, just 1 to 17, and then throw all those milestones in.
Yeah,
it's massive.
Well, I spoke to someone last night, and I said to him, I said, look, whether people want to tip us this weekend or not, because I know our record at Shark Park is terrible, but we've got all these milestones this weekend. We've got a debut. We've got 3 milestones, a debut. Clifford returns on the back of re-signing, which we'll get to in a minute. It's the Paul Green medal, and we're playing the team that knocked us out of the fucking semi-finals last year. I consider the Sharks to be a rival, one of our rivals. If we can't get up for this game, we'll get up for fuck all.
Yeah, 100%.
There's so much on the line this weekend. And if we lose, season's pretty much over. I've been playing around with the NRL ladder predictor on the website. And, I've been predicting, like, the upcoming fixtures and everything. If we lose one more, we're pretty much relying on other teams. So we lose this, I think we're fucked. But
so if we win every game, will we be guaranteed, do you think, to make the 8? Or
I wouldn't say we'd be guaranteed. We would obviously need maybe 1 or 2 results to go our way. But if we win every game, there's a chance we can make it. There really is. Because we have a bye in the very last round that everyone keeps forgetting about. So, I don't want to think ahead too much, but if we can knock off the Sharks, we've got a favourable draw. We're playing teams that are below us. We're playing the Tigers, the Knights, the Eels. They're all below us. We should be winning all of them games. Now, the Tigers and Eels can be danger games because the Eels have got Moses back and they look like a better team now. And the Tigers at Leichhardt's always a danger game. But if we can upset the Sharks on Sunday, it's a favourable draw for us. Obviously, Broncos as well, second last round.
Yeah, that's going to be massive.
That'll probably be a sellout if it isn't already sold out. Now, The team last week, pretty much the same as last week, except Clifford comes in the 5'8". Marley Batoon-Gain is on the bench. Everything else is the same. Tamalolo and McLean are another week away, unfortunately. So they'll be back for the Parramatta game next week. And Vialia probably back for the Parramatta game. But I love Vialia, but I don't even know where you're going to play Vialia at the moment with how we went last week. Unless, if Robert Derby or Braden Burns has a horrible game, maybe Vialia comes in next week for one of them. But I think the team stays as it is.
100%. If this team goes on a roll,
you've
got to do what we did. Well, until we decided not to, but stick with that winning team.
If we win on the weekend and Tamalolo and McLean are available next week, would you put them in the side?
Oh, Tamalolo every day of the week.
Yeah, on the bench. On the bench, probably.
We'd have to sort of see how everyone else plays for McLean.
Yeah, because to be honest, Callan, the way Griffin Name's been going in the front row, you can't drop him from starting. He's been killing it.
Yeah,
he's been going good, and he's been playing big minutes. And Harrison Edwards is the reason why Harrison Edwards is still starting. It's because his defense has been unreal. Absolutely unreal. On the weekend, he made like 31 tackles, missed one tackle the whole game. So, and he ran for like 80 meters or something. So, that's why he's still starting, I think. But, yeah, overall, I think it's a good side. I think it's a team that can win. And there's a lot to play for. We're playing the team that kicked us out of the semis last year. It's the Paul Green medal. There's 3 milestones. Cliffo's back. Marley's debuting. It's a game that we can win.
Yeah, for sure. We've clearly got we've sung this record till it's bleeding in our ears. The fact that we are bad at defence, we are good at attack. If we sharpen up defence, we're going to be world beaters, mate.
And to be honest, we want revenge from the finals. Obviously, that will be in the back of the players' minds. And, they're expecting 10 to 20 mils of rain. If we can keep the Sharks to 18 points, I think we can win. Well, I think we are a good chance to win. Keep them. If we keep the Sharks under 20 points, we can win this game.
Yeah, it's more gets spoken about our bad defence.
Yeah,
I think, and I talk about this a lot, is our error count. Errors lead to missed tackles. I don't know if the error is a missed tackle or is it every error.
I think an error is like a knock on or
yeah. So those errors are going to lead to missed tackles.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't think we're going to see like a 32 to 28 sort of scoreline in these conditions. Like, it's going to be wet. It's going to be slippery all over the place. I don't think it's going to be like a 32-30 sort of game. I think it's got that 24-18, 20 to 16 sort of vibe. Like, I think that's the sort of scoreline you're looking at, like a 22-20. I don't think we're going to see a heap of points. Obviously, both teams might score 3 or 4 tries, but I don't think we're going to see like a 34-30.
Yeah. With the weather, it's probably a good point.
Yeah, 100%. So, anyone out there who likes to bet on the footy, if you Sharks and Cowboys, take the unders. I'm telling you, the unders. There's going to be a lot of rain in Sydney this weekend, so if you're betting on footy, guys, bet on the unders. There's going to be a lot of wet weather footy this weekend, especially in Sydney. I'm not sure what the weather's doing up in Queensland. I know there's a couple of games in Queensland, but it's going to be wet in Sydney. So take the unders if you haven't a bet on the footy, guys. All right. Some great news that we learnt on Monday that would have put you in a great mood at work, Callan. I imagine you would have had bloody earphones in with the music on. Jake Clifford re-signs with the Cowboys. It's a 1-year deal. I bet you were buzzing at work saying this.
Yeah, I was doing the lift. I was filling in for the guy that normally does it. He was away, and so you've got to be. Can't sort of be on the phone all the time. In between people coming, I started scrolling, and then I and the bloke looks at me, and I go, "Jake Clifford's just signed, mate," and he goes, "Who?" Is it not a footy bloke? I go, I showed him the post. One of the footballers, mate. One of my favourite player.
Your man, Clippo.
Yeah.
It's great news. Obviously, there was so much doubt about Jay Clifford not being at the Cowboys next year. And, obviously it didn't look good there for a while. And then obviously you approached him at the Leeds Club, and he was saying that he didn't want to leave. And it was a true story. He didn't want to leave. And I don't think money was an issue with this whole situation. He just wanted to stay in Townsville. And he's re-signed for another year. And combinations are a big thing in the NRL at the moment and with certain teams. And the Clifford did combination. They work well together, and to be honest with you, I'm glad that he's re-signed. I think it's great for the club.
Well, I got a bit of a theory. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist.
All right, here we go.
And that happening because I've had a feeling like Todd's, not his number one choice.
Right. And
all of a sudden, he gets called back. And he's still, we're talking about it every week. Is he staying? And I would have put most of my money on him going. The way that relationship seemed, the fact that he wasn't getting picked, I just thought that this guy's on the out of that Buzz Rothfield fucking report. No one ever brings that up. He'll never play again. And
what about that fucking story? Jeez.
Yeah. So my theory is Peyton's gone next year, based on that turnaround for Clifford. If Clifford would have went, I would have said Peyton's staying. And maybe the board have said to, this is my theory, the board have said to Peyton, put him back in the team, mate. We're losing without him. We're resigning him. So I don't know what your beef is with him, but we want him here.
I mean, obviously time will tell if that is the case. We'll find out. I reckon the senior players would have had a lot to do with it as well. I really do. Like a lot of the older guys in our team love Jake Clifford, and maybe they had a fucking, I don't know, a poll, and they were like, right, Clifford in the halves or not? Who knows, honestly. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, Clifford and Peyton, there obviously looks like something has gone on there. There looks like something has gone on. But maybe they sorted it out. Maybe they had a conversation. Because now, the other young half we got, Tom Duffy, he's on the outer. He's going to the Broncos by all reports. We'll get to that in a minute. But maybe Todd and the coaching staff have had a change of mind, maybe a change of opinion, and they just went, Clifford and Dearden work better than Dearden and Duffy, and maybe that's the way they've gone about it.
Yeah, well, if my theory's wrong or right, and whether he's decided to bury the hatchet or he's just decided I'm wrong, clearly, I was reading some post on the Cowboy page, the Stampede page, saying that we've only lost, I think, 2 games with him.
Trying to remember what games that would have been. That Origin game
would have been Warriors. We lost to the
Yep.
Warriors.
Yeah. Dolphins during Origin. That's 2 games. Was he there for the Storm game? No, he wasn't, was he? I don't know. I'll have a look. Hang on. The Melbourne game was only a few weeks ago where we had our Origin players out. Was it the Melbourne game?
I think he might have been.
Was it the Melbourne game or the Bulldogs game? Okay. I think it was the Melbourne game. Hang on. Yeah, okay. So he's lost 3 games. He lost 3 games. Yeah. Melbourne and Dolphins when we had our Origin players out, and the other one was Magic Round against the Warriors. So, his record with Dearden and the whole squad speak for itself. So, you're probably right. Oh, we had a draw against Penrith, but that wasn't a win or a loss.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're right. He's only lost 3 games all year. So, that's interesting, to say the least. Very interesting.
Well, whatever it is, it's good. I'm just happy that he's going to be there. And the other thing that I'm excited about, he's going to be in Vegas.
Yeah, he will be now. He will be now. All right. Obviously, great news that Jack Clifford re-signed, and keen to see how he goes this weekend against the Sharks. Now
he'll be wanting to make amends too on that loss from last year.
Yeah, because in the semi-final, he didn't have the greatest game in the semi-final, so he'd be wanting a bit of redemption, I suppose. Anyway, moving on. So obviously Tom Duffy, the other young half that we got, he is set to leave and join the Broncos. Todd Payton was asked about this the other week before Clifford re-signed, and he pretty much said, we can't keep Clifford and Duffy. One of them's probably going to have to go. And Duffy's the one that's leaving. He's going to be joining the Broncos by all reports. Wouldn't be surprised if someone else come in and bought him, but what's your take on this?
Yeah, well, following on from the Clifford staying, I think they've, had that conversation, which makes me even think there's less chance Purdue will be paying 5'8" next year.
Yeah.
So I reckon they've had to sit down and go, okay, this isn't working. Which one do we want to partner Dearden, Duffy or Clifford? And because they all watch our podcast and hearing me go, just let them know.
Just let them know.
Whether who's coming and who's going. Because for the pair of them, like they're in a situation, like we all want our Cowboy. We don't want anyone to. Well, I certainly don't. I don't want anyone to fail.
No.
But unfortunately, there's only enough spots, and I hope the kid does well, mate. I wish him the best.
Yeah. No, I think. Look, it's obviously a shame. Obviously, I don't like it when we let go of young players, especially ones that haven't really shown what they can do. Obviously, every game that Tom Duffy's played at NRL level they haven't been great games. And it's not the kid's fault. He's obviously new to the NRL, but I'm going to be upfront here, and I'm just going to say that I don't think he's ready for the NRL. Like, he's a really good young half, and he's going to be a good player one day. But as of this current moment, right now, I don't think Tom Duffy is ready for the NRL. I don't think he is. I think he needs another year in Queensland Cup and then come into the NRL. So he's going to the Broncos, which I don't like because fuck the Broncos. But if he's going to get an opportunity there to play footy, then good luck to him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
I don't really have much more to say on this. I know his management have been pretty demanding. I remember when they got the shits when Purdy went to the halves, when Jake Clifford got dropped, and his management were pissed off about it because he thought he was the second option, which he wasn't, and they all got the shits and everything's unfolded. But obviously, Tom Duffy is a very nice kid. But what I will say is to Tom Duffy's management, the ones that work in the behind the scenes and do the contracts, don't let the door hit you on the fucking way out. But good luck to young Tom Duffy. But yeah, I wish he wasn't going to Brisbane because fuck them. All right.
Well, in one positive, they're getting getting the management headache.
Yeah, they can fucking deal with that. They can have the fucking management dramas. They can have that. After reading all those reports, I had a handful. I had a bar of it. All right, let's get to some footy tipping for round 22. Now, I'm actually going to Sydney tomorrow, and I'm actually going to this game tomorrow night. Parramatta versus Melbourne from CommBank Stadium. I'll be there tomorrow night, so it should be an interesting game. 7:50 kickoff. Callan, Eels, Storm. Who do you like in this one?
I think Storm. I think the Parramatta are showing a lot of improvement, but I think Storm just seem to find a way to get the job done.
Yeah, I just think Storm have got too much class. But hey, Parramatta, they did beat the Broncos last week, so you just never know what can happen on the day. But I think Storm will beat the Eels, but it won't be by a whole lot. Friday night, Warriors and the Dolphins over there in New Zealand. This should be a good game. I'm going to
I'm going to go to the Dolphins.
I like the Dolphins in this one. I really do. Broncos and the Rabbitohs on Friday night as well from Suncorp. I think Broncos win and win well.
Yeah, Broncos.
South have got about 17 players out. They've got literally no one playing. Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock on the Gold Coast, the Titans and the Panthers. Panthers for me.
Yeah, hopefully Titans can win, but I think Panthers will be too good.
Yeah, Panthers for me. Dragons versus Raiders from Wollongong on Saturday evening, 5:30 kickoff. I think Raiders will win this one.
Yeah, Raiders.
It might be an okay game, but Raiders to win. 7:35 on Saturday night from Brookvale Oval. This will be a good game. This one, Manly and the Roosters.
I'll go Roosters.
I'll go Manly. I think this will be a really close game. I think Manly will get them in a tight one. Sunday at 2 o'clock from CommBank Stadium in Parramatta. West Tigers and the Bulldogs. Bulldogs for me.
Yeah, Bulldogs.
And then we get to Sunday, the game that me and you will both be attending. Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock from Shark Park on the hill. Probably enjoying a bit of rain. Probably get fucking soaked. Sharks versus Cowboys. I think we can win, and I'm obviously going to back us all the way. But what's your score prediction for this one?
I reckon we can score 5 tries. That's 30.
Right?
30-18.
30 to 18.
I'm going to
Okay,
be
I like
bold.
that. I'm going to go Cowboys by 4. I'll go, you know what? I'll go 24 to 20. 24 to 20. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Scott Drinkwater.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'll go Jakey Clifford.
Ah, your man, of
First
course.
try scorer. I bet, if he scored and I didn't tip him, I'd feel like an idiot.
And for an anytime try scorer, you know what? I'm going to back John Bateman in game 300. I reckon Bateman can score in the wet. Bateman to score.
I'll go Purdue for sure, but I'll
Yeah,
say something a bit more interesting. Bateman, that'd be good. Nanai will probably get one as well.
yeah.
We go Griffin Neem.
Oh, big Griff.
He's due. He's due.
The reason I like John Bateman is because, one, it's his 300th game, and two, it's going to be wet, which is going to suit Bateman very well because he's obviously played in the Super League in England and it's always raining over there in the conditions. I feel like it'll be England type conditions, and I feel like he could score a try. So yeah, I'm
I
going to
thought
go
you were going to say because John Bateman plays in the shower. Love you, Johnny. Love you, Johnny.
Oh, what a man. What a man. All right, before we go, I'm going to answer a couple of questions that we got sent on Instagram. So bear with me and we will get to them. There's a couple of questions here that have been sent in from the viewers, the ones that watch the podcast. All right. AJ, the tank engine, he says, what do we think about Clifford still only getting a 1-year extension? Is he the man for the 7? So he's obviously asking about it's only a 1-year deal. Why is it not longer, sort of thing?
Well, I think if Nick and I knew the answers to that, we'd be probably super coaches. I'm not happy. I'd give him 2 at least. But you got to look
Yeah.
at it this way, because there's always a negative spin you can look on any situation. But look at it this way. They believe he's good enough to play this year and next year. So I'm betting if he goes and has a good next year, he'll probably be there the following year. So he's happy taking it. And he's backing himself. That's what I'm loving about the bloke.
I've got a feeling, and I could be completely wrong. I reckon next year we get Deard and Clifford in the halves. Purdue plays another 12 months in the centers. That way, that's 2 years of Purdue as a center. And then I reckon 2027, that's when Purdue moves into the halves. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Clifford will get an entire year to prove himself with Dearden next season, as long as they're all injury-free, obviously. And then, obviously, 2027, that's when Purdue might move into the halves. He might be more, grown up by then, more mature, more experienced. Maybe that's what the situation is. I don't know. I'm only having a guess. But if Clifford is working in the halves with Dearden and Purdue's playing well in the centers, I wouldn't even fucking change it, to be honest.
No, well, if we're winning and you want to keep your job, mate, you keep doing that formula. That's what I'd do anyway.
if we're in the top 4 next year or in the top 8 and Dearden and Clifford get us to, week 2, week 3 of the finals, even the grand final, I'm sure as hell not changing the halves until further notice. I'm not changing shit.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of players in the history where they've said, this player should be here, and he didn't end up being that player. Whether it was in the halves or a fullback, and he ended up somewhere else.
That's right.
So for me, that it's more about Clifford playing badly.
Yeah,
because
right.
how do you know how Purdue's going to be at 5'8" playing in the centre? Because we see how good he is at centre. So
He's
to
a
me,
freak.
Clifford's got to play bad.
Yeah, I think Clifford would need 2 or 3 really bad games to get dropped. I think if that happened, fair enough. But Dearden and Clifford for me are the best halves we got right now.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's
it's proven
especially
too.
if the pair of them win a grand final together. There, surely you wouldn't think to change the formula.
Yeah, exactly right. Cooper Kirk in the chat says, could you see Viliami Vialea potentially being a winger? I think he could be because he's got the build, he's got the size. He obviously is good at getting the sets rolling. He's pretty quick for a big outside back. I think he could do a job on the wing if necessary, but I see him as a center, but that's just me anyway.
Yeah, I believe he could play second row, centre, and wing.
Yeah, he
But
probably could.
I'm like you. I prefer him. I don't really see him with the other options we have. I probably would go with those other options, and I'd probably put him as second row before I'd put him at wing.
Yeah, okay.
But I think he's got the skills, like you said. He's got the speed. He's got the strength. Three of those positions. The bigger, the stronger, and the quicker you are. Second row, centre, or wing, you're going to be better.
Well, I'm not comparing Vialea to these former NRL players, but Vialea, the way he's built and the way his size is, it's similar to the size of like a George Tafua or a Manu Vatuvei. He's got similar builds to those guys. So he could definitely play wing, and I think he'd be a good winger, getting the sets rolling and whatnot. But I see him as a center. But hey, if he was named on the wing for a week or 2 and he did well, then I think he could definitely do a job.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, last question from Max. Should Jason Tamalolo medically retire?
Oh.
I know there's a lot of fans on social media who are getting angry with Tamalolo being injured all the time and taking up all the salary cap and all this blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, right? Tamalolo earned that money when he was playing his best football. He earned that 10-year contract. I know everyone wants him to be on 400K less. Everyone wants him on less money. But, mate, Jason Tamalolo is probably the best forward we've ever had. And he's an icon of the Cowboys. He might even get his own statue one day. Who the fuck knows? He'll get something done for sure. Whether it be his own grandstand, whether it be whatever. Who knows? But I believe he earned the money, and I think he deserves to get paid whatever he wants. I know it's frustrating that he's injured, and it does hurt the cap a little bit, but he earned that money, and he fucking deserves it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nick. I'm 100% behind you on that. No, he shouldn't medically retire. He's still got a lot of good footy in him.
100%. People want before he got injured, Tamalolo was absolutely killing it. He was going so good.
Yeah. Yeah,
He was going so
to
good.
me, he was one of the components of us winning.
Yeah, that 4 game in a row, he was one of our better players. Every week, he was starting to get better each game.
Yeah.
So, we can complain about, oh, he's only getting 30 minutes, he's only getting this, he's only getting that. He was getting back to his best in a slow process, and unfortunately, he did his calf. That's just fucking footy. Players get hurt all the time. It's like if you're working a job and you're getting paid $50 an hour, if you do your fucking tricep and you're out for 5 months, it's unlucky. You still deserve your money because you're the guy for the job. You get injured, that's how it goes. Can't help it.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
Good way of looking at it too.
If you've been working a job for 10 years and you're one of the top dogs there, you've been one of the old guys there, you're teaching the young blokes. If you're on $50 an hour, you get injured, you're out 4 months. You're still getting paid the money that you're on. You fucking deserve it. You get injured, it's all part of the fucking everyday life. Everyone gets injured. That's just how it is. And you got to remember, Tamalolo debuted in 2010. He's not a young guy. He's obviously going to be more prone to injuries at his age. And the amount of beatings he's taken in NRL games from 2010 to 2025, it's going to take a toll at some stage. So, he's 10 games away from 300, and he deserves to get to 300. And then if he wants to retire, then let him do it. But until then, he deserves to get paid whatever he wants, to be honest.
So if we get into the grand final, is that going to be enough games for him this year?
Well, he's back round 23. No, it wouldn't be enough. No.
We can only.
Yeah. No, because we have the bye last round, and then the finals is 4 games. He'd be. I think he'd be 2. I think he'd be 2 or 3 off. Not far anyway. Not far. All right, that's going to wrap things up, I reckon. Callan, thank you for a great show, and safe travel to Sydney, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, mate. Looking forward to it.
Bring a bloody raincoat or a poncho or an umbrella. We're going to get soaked.
Yeah, not wrong.
Hopefully we can get a win. Thank you to the chat as always. Apologies about the late podcast, but that's just how things go sometimes. Thank you very much, Callan. It's been good.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Go the Cowboys. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, guys. Good night. Go the Cowboys.
Yeehaw!